Hell yeah, guys, what is happening? The Capitalist here with DotaLive.net doing this whole thing solo. This time it's going to be a game from the Prodota2 non-qualifiers. This is going to be Team Epidemic versus Team Action. Let me explain what's going on here. What this is the non-pro qualifiers. So earlier, we had the American pro qualifiers where my team Skill Difference actually managed to win that one out. So they're the 8 team for the pro league. Now this is the non-pro league, non-pro qualifiers for the non-pro league. This is going to be single elimination and non-pro league, which has a 10,000 prize pool. Like that's pretty good for a non-pro league. That's amazing, a $10,000 prize pool. So these guys are battling up for this. Is going to be round 1 for that whole thing. We already got bans going down. Unfortunately, I don't have any co-casters with me today, so I'm doing this whole thing solo. Up until somebody, wakes up and, sends me a message and says, "Hi, I want to cast." So, alright, well, let's just get into it. We got Broodmother, Furion, and Syllabear being banned out by Team Epidemic, and we got Invoker and Darkseer being banned out so far. So, good to see the Syllabear being banned out. In my opinion, he's one of the top heroes right now. You put in Lycan, you put in Syllabear, any of those heroes that they just introduced, they're so incredibly strong. What I see right now is Lycan's still out in the pool. So, no, he's going to be banned out. So that's giving Team Epidemic a first pick. So they have a couple different options here. They can go for something like, of course, what's pretty classic is Windrunner. They could go Tidehunter. Tidehunter kind of limits you a little bit because he isn't that melee hero. So right off the bat, you're already kind of set at the stage here. But unfortunately, Tidehunter is versatile enough to be both a support hero and he can also farm in a lane, get that fast level 6, get Anchor Smash maxed out really early, and what he does, he just stays in team fights. He's able to just tank up a lot of damage, always get off a good ultimate, and just spam Anchor Smash over and over and over. So that's what they're going to be first pick. So that leaving out, we got a couple different heroes. Man, I wish there was a... I hate to, talk about Han, but, they have that whole, list of heroes that you could see in spectator mode. All I can think of Windrunner right now. Windrunner is going to be picked up, as well as Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain has been a favorite, and we actually often see her banned occasionally during this first set of bans. That Q spell, that Shadow Poison, so powerful. Does 200 damage at level 1, amazing. It just rocks the 1v1 situation every single time. So we're going to see a little interesting here. I actually did recently watch a pro little scrim that was going on. They actually ran Queen of Pain support, which I don't recommend, but it was interesting to say the least. Pretty much she just got her Q at level 1 and was like, lol, I have the best harassing spell ever, deal with it. And then later she, what they did is they had their solo, their suicide lane solo, got some levels in, and then started ganking, was real active in the game, and then the Queen of Pain transferred lanes and started getting levels and that sort of thing. Because otherwise, Queen of Pain without levels, she's useless pretty much. She's really nice at that level 1 area, level 1 through 3, where she's really powerful and does a lot of damage. But unless she starts getting, a fast level 7, level 8, all throughout the mid games when she should be dominating. And if she doesn't have those levels, she can't do much. So we're going to see a Leshrac and Chen being picked up now by Team Epidemic. Leshrac, another favorite of recently, just a real versatile hero and a powerful pusher, a powerful team fighter, just all around. I mean, he's good in lane because obviously Diabolic Edict is amazing. He's a decent solo. He can switch up his skill builds any way he wants to. You even occasionally see a skill build where you max out the nuke. You occasionally see that, not very often, just because Diabolic Edict is amazing. But probably going to see a Diabolic Edict build, as always. Especially with the Chen, real fast pushes coming up. But then he also transfers into the mid to late game very well. He can do a decent job sort of semi-carrying in the late game because he just builds up stats, and what he does, he's just a big tank. He usually rolls out with a BKB and lots of health and lots of mana, just turns on every single one of his spells, spams them as often as possible, and then of course you do have his ultimate that is, every second doing massive amounts of nuking damage. And then Earthshaker is going to be the third pickup for Team Action. And now we're going to see the bans coming out, Rikimaru and Morphling being banned out by Team Epidemic. And Animage being banned out. I was about to say, unless the Animage is being banned out, especially with Riki, you still have a Shadow Demon in the pool. But okay, finally, Brewmaster. I'm really surprised he made it through the first set of picks like this. I don't know, Brewmaster's just such a powerful hero. Arguably one of the, in my opinion, from all the games that I've watched and all the games that I've played in, definitely first pick worthy, if not 2-3 worthy, every single time. If he makes it through the ban pool, absolutely. That hero is just amazing. Once you get that blink, you're able to do that gigantic AoE slow that does so much damage. Put on an extra slow of that Drunken Haze, which a lot of people just don't pay attention to. That skill is also amazing. And then turn on your ultimate and just be a boss for 15-30 seconds. You know, it's amazing. Does so much. Pick up that Aghanims, be a serious semi-carry with the what was it? I was listening to the Toby One cast. They call them the Brewlings. I thought that was pretty funny. But now, Team Epidemic, just thinking about what they're going to be going here for their 4-5. Really, I mean, you've got whole bunch of different options here. They could still have that farming Tidehunter. They've got the Chen, so obviously the early push is in the bag. Now the question is, do they want to go all in with these pushes up against Windrunner, Queen of Pain, and Earthshaker? All of them have pretty decent skills for being able to turtle relatively well. And we're going to see a Dazzle being picked up, so interesting. So we're probably going to be seeing the farming Tidehunter. Dazzle's going to be a great hero for keeping both Tidehunter and Leshrac alive during these team fights. Just being able to spam the heals on Tide, and then of course Shallow Grave is amazing on heroes like Leshrac. Any sort of semi-carry intelligence hero, Dazzle does work for. If he's able to get that Shallow Grave on him, if it's Death Prophet, if it's Leshrac, all those heroes, they do amazing work, because just that extra 5 seconds of time where they're staying alive, that means that just completely turns fights. With Death Prophet, it could be the extra 5 seconds to kill a hero and get your ghost back. With Leshrac, it's a chance to do massive AoE damage to everyone. We're gonna see, oh man, so we're gonna have a healing sort of healing squad going down with Chen, Necrolite, and Dazzle being picked up. So all three of them, big heals. So we're going to see sort of this healing push squad where Necrolite and Leshrac are going to be sharing sort of that carrying duty. It all really depends on how well Necrolite is able to farm. And then Tidehunter, I'm sure, is going to be also farming away and getting his spells maxed out as much as possible. We're going to probably see the Leshrac middle, Necrolite solo top. They could switch those up. Honestly, it's always nice having a stun with the Chen coming out in the jungle, and then the Tidehunter Dazzle lane at bottom. So the question is, what is Team Action going to be able to go up against this? I mean, AA is the obvious marker, but really, that leaves you out of you have no carry at that point. It really sucks that they did not recognize this for their fourth pick, and they could have picked up AA instead of Venomancer, because Venomancer is destroyed by heals. Just because he does great damage over time, guess what? They have the exact opposite of that, which is damage over time, or heal over time. You know, with Dazzle, Necrolite, all those heroes. So they're going to be, they have Venomancer counter. I mean, it's not that big of a deal because he's, you know, a support hero. But still, if they were able to pick up AA, gotten that level 6, even if he was acting as support heroes, even if he wasn't, you know, sitting solo in a lane or farming or whatever, eventually he's going to hit that level 6, and he's going to come in big with his ultimates. And if he's able to hit that in the beginning of team fights and just completely take away heals on some heroes, amazing. You don't have to hit all 5. I mean, it's nice. But, you know, if a team fight's right on top of you, if you can hit 1 or 2 heroes and then you target those heroes out of the fight, they're done for. They have no heals incoming. But we're going to see a Sand King being 5th picked here. Interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Once again, I was talking about they don't really have a carry. The hardest to carry that they have in them is a Queen of Pain. Or a Windrunner, depending on who gets more farm, really.
Prepare for battle.
I mean, unless you're going for that unless you get really amazing farm on that Windrunner and right past your utility build where you typically go mech, push stick, and then after that you can start rolling into some damage items to help with your traditionally what it is to help your carry output some more damage and just be sort of semi carry. But he's gonna need a lot of farm, or he can go straight for it. I don't know, it's gonna be really weird. Needless to say, his early to mid game is just gonna be huge. But once it goes in the late game, I really have to give the advantage. I really think Leshrac is a much better carry than Queen of Pain or Windrunner, especially coupled with all these heals. Like, Leshrac's just going to be an amazing boss. So really, it's just all up to the early game, mid game. Team Epidemic gonna have to force, you know, take those outer towers. Be careful with their team fights. They have to be so careful with their team fights in this early to mid game. Because all that is all that the Dire has at this point. All team action has is huge team fight. And they just can't like be forcing fights over and over and over again. Epidemic. Slowly pushing every single time. And taking those towers. Taking those towers is going to be so huge. Sorry, I was getting a little bit of work. Alright guys, so real quick I'm going to talk to you. So I'm just reading some Skype messages. What we got going on is Dota Live is starting our very own in-house league. We're already working out around sponsors and that sort of thing, so we're getting those. And we're setting up our own in-house league. Some of the staff of our illustrious website wanted to set up their own in-house league, and that's what we're doing. So it's going to be every Saturday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time or 5 p.m. British Standard Time. We're going to see a little action. Tidehunter jumping on the Sand King. Not really anything. They're going to wisely back up here. They don't know how many heroes are here. Earthshaker's coming in from behind as well. So, you know, could have been a decent little 4-4, but they are going to back up. No need to force anything out of control. Earthshaker trying to hit a little block there. Missing out. It would have been a nice little block if you trapped the Dazzle and they'd have the Queen of Pain being able to hit a slow or something. So what we're going to see is Sand King Venomancer at top versus the Tide Leshrac Chen Shrine lane. So they're going to be pushing hard here. They're going to have the Dazzle solo mid. I like Dazzle solo mid. And then Necrolite, of course, is going to be solo bottom. It's going to do decently against Windrunner, but Earthshaker's kind of roaming around right now. I think they're just now figuring out the lanes for the Radiant team. They really weren't really sure if they wanted Windrunner solo or if they wanted Earthshaker down there to sort of help him out. He does have a smoke up on him already. He's going to be transferring over to that top lane to turn it into a tri-lane. Gotta watch out for those pushes. Earthshaker's going to be really important here. If they ever overextend, he can get a good block off. That'll just really put a stop to this lane. But as it stands right now, of course, Chen, right off the bat, Tidehunter, jumping on Earthshaker, do a little bit of damage with that gush. Always nice. But Chen is Rabbi's here is going to be able to grab some creeps, and they're going to be able to push towers very, very easily. And they are going to be able to pick up a Centaur. So right now it's just Leshrac versus Sand King in the farm. Queen of Pain versus Dazzle in middle. Really, I'm going to have to give the advantage to Queen of Pain there, just because that Q is amazing. But Dazzle is definitely going to be able to hold his own with the heal. He's definitely going to be able to CS very, very well. And he's going to be able to stay in lane through the harassment. At bottom, Necrolite versus Windrunner. It's really all up to how Necrolite is able to last hit. Because it's so important as a Necrolite to be able to last hit well, so you get that mana back so you can spam more nukes. Obviously, Windrunner does have the advantage at first, because Necrolite is just so weak early on. And she is a ranged hero, so she should really never get hit by the nuking heal coming out from Necrolite. Chen using it as a Minotaur, Centaur, to keep the tri-lane back a little bit. They're just content, really, with this Leshrac being able to farm away. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't want this Tidehunter in a farming role. I mean, with the pickup of Dazzle and Necrolite, I can understand, like, Dazzle solo mid. It's really amazing for these sort of heal strats. You get fast levels on him, and he is a decent semi-carry in the mid game. Like, seriously, that poison is amazing. If he had maxed out poison, honestly, I think he would be winning this lane really hard against Queen of Pain. But instead, opting for one level in each, I really don't think you need Shallow Grave. Like, traditionally in the solo mid, Dazzle, actually, Queen of Pain jumping in, he's going to throw down the heals, and oh my goodness, Queen of Pain, what are you doing there? I don't know, I guess he just didn't expect the Shallow Grave. He thought his allies were closer, I'm not sure, but we're going to see Earthshaker coming up from behind. The potion is going off, he's not going to be able to kill this Dazzle, and he misses the stun even. What is going on? Earthshaker's going to take a bunch of damage, as well as Venomancer. He might even be able to kill this Venomancer. One more hit. Oh my goodness, what is happening? This Dire team just diving towers 2 kills given up for free. Meanwhile, that's leaving a Sand King solo top now. He's going to have to use a really nice stun. He doesn't have Sandstorm. He does not have Sandstorm. He's easily going to go down. They chain stun him. He wasn't able to throw off his stun in time. Really big mistake. Oh my, this Dire team is just thrown away. This is quickly going to spiral out of control. Earthshaker has no health whatsoever, being chased around by the Chen. They're going to get fast levels. This Leshrac is going to get some Diabolic Edict. They're easily going to be able to push down this tower whenever they want to. Really, this team's going to have to do something to change this. Alright, so Dazzle does actually max out the poison now. So now he's going to have a serious advantage over Queen of Pain. Not only just the fact that he's gotten 2 kills and is a level above her, but also the fact that that poison touch doing more than Queen of Pain's Q button over time. Oh man, look at this battle going on. A couple creeps helping out the poison. Can it get 15? There she goes down. So they do trade kills at least. Missing out on the experience, but still Dazzle still winning the lane solely because he did get that counter kill. He's going to have that extra bit of gold after his death. Meanwhile, at bottom, let's check out the CS score at this bottom lane, which is the most important thing about the Suicide lane. Actually, a little bit of action at top. We got an Earthshaker stun. They're just trying to do little pushes. But at bottom, Windrunner 12-5 right now, while Necrolite is 14-9. So Necrolite definitely winning that lane with a higher CS score, which then means he's able to spam more nukes, and it's just sort of snowballs. So Selfish Head JK, if you guys don't know, that's Milkshake. So I'm just gonna call him that. Milkshake doing a great job, CSing very well. So key in a Necrolite solo lane. And I'm glad to see Necrolite. We haven't seen Necrolite. I can't remember the last time we saw a Necrolite lane, let alone a healing strat coming out from any team in Dota 2. Yeah, Queen of Pain gonna be going top, but he does run into vision of this Dark Troll Warlord, and he doesn't even try and like blink forward the moment he sees him. So wisely, Team Epidemic is gonna back off of their tri lane, while Dazzle is pretty much free farming now. Free farming the middle lane, while Queen of Pain has an attempted gank that does not result in anything whatsoever. I mean, look at the gold graft right now. It's almost 2,000 lead already for the Radiant. And if they play this correctly, it should only get better from here. It should just constantly keep going up and up and up and up, and should never go back down. They're going to be able to take towers. They already have the early advantage due to some serious mistakes by Team Action. They already have that early advantage. As long as they don't throw that away and just take towers at the right times, they should try and take all the outer towers, the tier 1 towers, by that, 18 to 20 minute mark. Presumably they're going to be rotating around. They could choose to farm more, but really you got to limit that that map vision for the Dire team. You don't want them to be able to blink in on team fights, especially with Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain going to be able to pop a smoke here. A solo smoke, and she's going to be coming top, so potentially someone might get caught out here. I'm going to see Chen checking the rune here, grabbing wards. Just placed him up at the same time as Earthshaker was going to. Poor guy, Earthshaker running into the creeps, was not able to throw his ward up, so he didn't get to see Chen throwing his ward. And Queen of Pain still skulking around top. They are going to jump on Leshrac. This is going to definitely be a kill here. The slows are too much for Leshrac to be able to handle, especially with the creep wave on him as well. So they do at least pick up that kill. But the question is, was it really worth it? They blew a smoke and a lot of time. We'll see a pause for plug pull, apparently. Anyway, they wasted a lot of time trying to jump on that Leshrac, and all they got was a single kill. A minute's worth of time plus 100 gold spent for smoke. And all the meanwhile, Dazzle is free farming the middle. He now has his Shadow Wave maxed out. He does leave his Poison Touch at only 3 levels. If you guys are wondering why, it's because the extra level only gives extra damage. Now, in this solo Dazzle level, this lane, it goes 50-50. Some guys, I mean, it also depends on who you're going up against, but some guys like to max it out just because that early damage early on is amazing. It also gives 2 seconds less of cooldown. But it doesn't give any more slow, it doesn't give any more stun, anything like that. All it is just a little extra damage. I think it's something like 70 extra damage. Something like that. Maybe a little less. Anyway, so a lot of people just leave it at level 3, and that's what he is doing. He's max out his Shadow Wave, which is going to allow him to push much more, and obviously in team fights, it's going to be amazing. being able to spam that on his allies over and over and over again. It looks like Venomancer and Earthshaker did want to try and sort of gank middle, or Venomancer once again running into that middle lane, but they do have wards up. This Dazzle is just going to be completely fine. He does have a double damage in his bottle as well, and with the levels he has, honestly, as powerful as Dazzle is early on, he can fight 2v1. He really can. Especially with double damage. Just turn on that Shallow Grave and start whacking fools. Chen's going to transfer over to the bottom lane now. Getting a little bit too dangerous in the Dire's jungle. I think that's a really smart idea. Earthshaker and Venomancer are just roaming around way too much. With Queen of Pain also coming top, way too dangerous. So he's going to need to farm now.
Double damage.
Hit that level 6 sometime. Also be able to hit level 5 so we can have 2 creeps. It's going to be really important. Venomancer does pick up the invis, and he's going to come bottom. Earthshaker is here, but he's only level 2. Look how low level these guys are. Venomancer is level 3, almost level 4. And Earthshaker's only level 2. We're going to see teleport in from the Queen of Pain as well as the Windrunner, so they really want this kill. And they better hope they don't miss out on it. Necrolite already backing off. Probably some calls from the team that missing. Chen just now setting up a ward. He might get caught out here. They're going to go into the jungle, try and find him out. But he's going to be backing up. They have a laning ward. So he easily spies that one out. And again, more wasted time for the Dire team. They're 4-manning the Radiance jungle, and they're not getting anything out of it. They're stopping Necrolite's farm. That's about it. Top is free farming, middle is free farming. That's all. You even see Teal circling the area where they're at. And maybe, since they're all grouped up now, maybe they're going to try and push it down a tower, but really they don't have anything. All they have is Venomancer wards, which are only level 2 right now. Teleports in. Tidehunter is level 6. So right now, team fights are going to go the way of the Radiant every single time, as long as they don't throw it. Look at him, just bursting down creeps, but already Necrolite, with the power treads of strength as well as a cloak, is already decently tanky and is okay with tanking the creeps and just being able to farm that way. He's not going to let his tower be pushed that easily. Queen of Pain, dropping behind Dazzle, but again, the wards are up. I don't think it's Team Dire is just planning for them having vision up at all. They don't have any smokes, they don't have any counters, anything like that. Queen of Pain's going to be teleporting top now and try and put a stop to this Leshrac. Leshrac healing up. He's taking a lot of damage, but if he can hit the stun, Queen of Pain's going to be in serious damage. Oh my goodness. Oh, trying to jump on a Leshrac with Diabolic Edict up. He's also going to be able to pick up the tower now. He has to get out now. Dire team's going to try and circle around. He needs to be able to teleport away as fast as possible. He's going to go to the secret shop, and he is going to buy a teleport scroll and get out. Again, vision at that top room spot. They're on top of it every single time. I mean, really, looking at the lineups, I wouldn't have expected the Dire to lose their lanes this hard and be forced to roam like this. They really shouldn't have. They should have been able to win certain lanes, draw even in other lanes. Again, we're going to have another disconnect, another pause. Oh man. Guys, if you're not aware, we're going to be doing this whole non-pro qualifier for quite a bit today. And then tomorrow we have the Play for Dota2 Cup. We have that whole thing going on. I believe it's starting at, I believe the same time as today. I can't really remember. I think it's 10 a.m. I put it up on the Facebook. So if you guys haven't, like us on Facebook, check it out. Our Facebook page does have us on there. I always try and put up the matches that we're going to be casting, even if it's short notice. Anyway, the times for that is tomorrow. But on top of that, we're also going to be casting right afterwards. It's going to be cutting it really close. The tournament might go a little long. We might miss out on it. But we're also going to try and get 2 streams up. But we do also have the first games for the Pro Dota2 Pro Qualifiers. Or not qualifiers, excuse me, League. You're going to have skill difference versus Podum Bottom. And also Hallyu versus X-Gosu. Not it's Gosu, X Gosu. Necrolite picking up the kill at bottom. Missed out on that one. Venomancer presumably getting caught out here with Tidehunter and Chen at bottom. They're going to start pressuring this tower easily. Not only taking their top tier 1, but also going to be taking the tier 1 at bottom as well. Easily with the extra creeps from Chen. And there's nothing they can really do to stop it. They don't have the levels. They roamed around way too much. And look at it. An Earthshaker stun isn't going to stop anything. It's level 2. No one cares. Nobody cares. Especially with the healing strat. Dazzle running into the Queen of Pain, able to throw poison on him and just run away from those illusions. Leshrac, meanwhile, the whole entire time, he doesn't care. He took his tier 1. It's up to his team now to take the rest of the towers. He's just going to be farming away for a while. He's just going to be getting those levels, and he's going to come in, hopefully with like a BKB. Oh no, Confused, taking a lot of damage from the Queen of Pain. He does not get Shallow Grave off in time. And the Queen of Pain take a lot of damage from the poison and the tower, but he is going to be able to get out with the teleports from Leshrac, though, threatening him a bit. So a little mistake there, but still not terrible. Nothing game throwing. 7-3 right now in the favor of Team Epidemic, as well as looking at the gold graph, a 10,000 gold lead for the Radiant. Just crazy. We've seen the items go up. Chen, Tidehunter, and Leshrac all have mana boots. They're going to be able to constantly push non-stop. Necrolite, working on his Total Defiance, going to go into the pipe. I'm sure Chen is going to be able to work on the mech right after his Arcane Boots. He's going to be working on that. Oh, actually, excuse me. Dazzle actually has the mech on top of the Urn of Shadows, so they're going to be able to pick that up much faster. And as soon as they have those items, really, there's nothing to stop them. Windrunner, nice little shackle shot onto the Chen, but oh, Earthshaker with his blocks is just destroying himself. Windrunner gonna get caught out now with the Leshrac stun. Epicenter coming in from Sand King, but they completely back out. Sand King missing everything, doesn't do any damage to anybody. And now he's going to be in serious trouble. Nice little Tidehunter ult doing some serious work. Both of those heroes going to go down to a Dazzle heal. Dazzle now level 11 with a mech. Necrolite with Hood going into pipe soon. Actually has the pipe now. Sorry, missed that one. He picked up the pipe. And now they're just going to be able to push. Nothing stopping them whatsoever. Look at him, just push this tier 2 like it's nothing. Diabolic Edict. Doing work. And then Necrolite's gonna go run forward and just help pop the creep wave. Tower getting a little low now. Windrunner missing a shackle shot. Queen of Pain jumping in, hit a little bit of scream damage, but they can't do anything. Really, all Team Epidemic has to do is back off, get some heals, and they're okay. Sand King hit a nice 3-man step, but the rest of his team, where are they at? Pipe goes off, and now there's nothing they can do. No follow-up on that Sand King, so huge miscommunication on top of that. The tower goes down. Queen of Pain denied it, but I don't think the Team Epidemic really cares. They're gonna jump on the Earthshaker, get 2 kills in exchange for a denied tower. That's okay with them, because really, they got plenty more towers they can pick up. They can pick up top tier 1. They can even threaten the tier 3 a little bit with one Diabolic Edict if they want to right now. Leshrac actually is not in range. He's going to be able to go for that Bloodstone. Already has the point booster and the vitality booster. So once he gets the Bloodstone on top of BKB, he's just going to be unstoppable. Because already you can tell all the team fights are going to go their way anyway, so once he picks up that Bloodstone, it's going to have a lot of charges. He's going to be able to pick up a Boots of Travel as well, and every single time he dies, he's going to be right back in the team fight. Like, once he has those 3 items, he's going to hope that they target him. If he has a bunch of charges, he's going to be like, please, please target me. So that when I go down, my team gets heals, I revive really quickly, and then I'm going to come right back into the team fight with the Boots of Travel and wreck your day. It's going to be all about how this goes. Earthshaker, only man at top trying to defend this tier 2 tower. Still level 4. Level 4 is 16 minutes in with boots only. That's the story of this game right now. Venomancer getting a little bit caught out here. So we're going to see Sand King hit a nice little stun, but can they follow it up? Queen of Pain had the chance really to pop that Chen. It was going to be risky, but he could have tried to hit a scream there and completely pop the Chen. But Chen He doesn't do it, so Chen just throws the ultimate. Nice little shackle shot, comboed with the Sand King stun, overlapping the stuns a little bit, and that's going to not pay off whatsoever, because now the pipe on top of the Tide Hunter ultimate come out, and they're just going to be crushing kids. Whoever they can pick off, they're going to do Windrunner going down. This Venomancer barely missing out on an Anchor Smash. Again, nobody on Team Epidemic is going to be going down due to the mass heals coming out from them. And they're just going to be able to take this tier 2 tower, no problem. Really, the Dire team has nothing to stop these pushes whatsoever. Team Epidemic has to do some sort of throw, and really the Dire team has nothing to do except for just get in some sort of counter pushes. Have your Queen of Pain pressuring the bottom tower. That's the only thing you got going for you, because you need levels. They messed up the early game so badly, they have no levels. Earthshaker trying to block the creeps out and just throw a whole bunch of wards down. Sand King throwing down a stun, but it gets canceled by the poison. Epicenter goes down. Once again, that Sand King jumping in with real no support. No support whatsoever from his team. Earthshaker did not have his stun up, I believe. And really, that's what they're going to have to depend upon. Sand King's going to have to hit a nice, like, 3-man stun, and then follow that up with the Earthshaker stun. And then follow that up with the Queen of Pain, nukes, and everything. And just try and get 2 or 3 heroes instantly dead with all their nukes. May even hit a nice little shackle shot as well. Get 3 heroes down before their heals can go off. Because if they're not stunned, you're boned, pretty much. Heals are going to come out. It's going to take way too long to kill. A Tide Hunter's gonna ult. Somebody's gonna ult. Really. Leshrax's gonna come in and ruin your day. He does have this soul booster now. Actually, never mind. He's gonna pick up the Perseverance.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And break apart the mana boots for the Bloodstone now. So he does have that, and they're gonna be able to take that tier 2 bottom tower. And now it's up to them. They can take Roshan here, which is probably what they're going to do. And then they can just, they don't have to push right away. They can farm a little bit more. I'm not sure if they have any more items that are in the bank that are coming up here. Really, Pipe, Bloodstone, and Mech were the 3 big items for them. And they already have those, so if they want to, they can just push. Or they can just starve their opponents out and just really make sure that they dominate the game. I mean, a 15,000 gold lead is definitely enough to push 19 minutes in with these heroes. If they wanted to, though, they could make it a 25,000 gold lead. And then push, and just make sure that no matter what happens when they push, they are guaranteed a Rax. As it stands right now, Team Dire does have at least a little something. They do have really good team fight. They just don't have the levels. Queen of Pain, trying to throw some jukes around. Gonna be able to blink away. All she has is a point booster and treads at this point. They still don't have 2 of their team's ultimates. Venomancer, whose level 1 ultimate is useless. Not only against this team, but this late, it's useless. There is no other word for it. They're going to be able to pick up Roshan. Nobody's going to be able to jump it. Really, they have to do something drastic here. They had to have jumped on this Roshan pick. They had to have been able to. That was the only option for them. Have Queen of Pain, like, try and steal it or something. We're going to see an ultimate coming out from the Queen of Pain, but there it goes. Hand of God just instantly negates that damage. Going to pick up 2 heroes with the Tide Hunter stun. Great job there. Dazzle with the haste, just going to be able to chase down the rest of the heroes. And this potentially could be a wipe. He needs to jump on this Queen of Pain to make sure that he goes down with his haste. But instead, he's going to kill the Venomancer and kill the Earthshaker. I really think he could have picked up that Queen of Pain kill. He just blinked in. If he'd just done the auto attacks, instead throw the poison touch on him. And just auto attacked him down. Could have been able to pick up that kill as well as the Earthshaker. But not that big of a deal. 19-4. They're just waiting for creeps now. And then they're going to try and end the game here. And unless something drastic happens here, GG already being called out by this Queen of Pain. So, really, I hope this is a real GG and they're just not going to fight and sit in the fountain. Because that's what GG does. You've never watched, played, or done anything with StarCraft? StarCraft. You should know, GG means you should really just leave the game. Because you just said, game over. I don't know. In my opinion, it's just a little bad manners. It's just like, why waste people's time? You know? And just accept it, accept the loss, it happens. And just, GG, well played, and leave the game. So that's what we're going to see happen. Team Epidemic winning the first round, we're going to be following them all the way through until somebody takes them out. That's right, I'm calling it out. It's an inevitability. If you guys don't know, I'm friends with all these guys. Rabbi's a good friend of mine from way back in the day. We've been playing for forever and a half. When, if you guys have heard us together, we also cast. We also cast together at a time. Alright, so that's going to be enough for game 1, 23-4. Team Epidemic just stomping Team Action. We're going to go ahead and put on a little bit of music, take a little break while we wait for game 2. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll have the game 2 back up real quick. So, actually, before I do that whole thing, let me give my whole media bullshit. You know, typical, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our Twitch TV and YouTube channels. Because that's where you're going to learn about when we are doing this whole streaming thing, because right now, our website doesn't have, you know, a stream live or anything like that, so, or we don't have a countdown or anything like that. We're going to be having it up. Right now, we just have one guy who's doing the website, and he's doing an amazing job, but, he's busy working on our video system right now, so that's what's going on. So please like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter or any of those things so you can know when we are doing casting. But if you don't do that, just know that tomorrow we're going to be doing some casting as well. We're going to be casting the Play for Dota 2 Cup, that whole thing going on, as well as the Prodota2 American Pro League. We're going to have 2 games coming from that, Hallyu versus Xgosu, and followed up by Podum Bottom versus Skill Difference. That's right. And also, my little bullshit about the in-house league that we're starting. It's starting today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. But normally it'll be every Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Or excuse me, I got that backwards. Today it's starting at 4 p.m. And but normally it'll be Saturday and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyway, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.